Right, good evening everybody. Really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to it. We're right in the centre of Dubai. We're underneath the Burj Khalifa. Still the largest, the tallest building in the world. Not the largest building in the world, the tallest building in the world. It's 829 metres tall. I've been up there a few times, so I'll tell you about that on the journey. We're around Dubai Fountains, so have a look what I'm looking at. So we're around Dubai Fountains, and this place comes alive at night. It's fantastic. In the daytime, it's spectacular. You've got the tallest building in the world. You've got Dubai Mall, which is still one of the premier shopping malls, if not still the best in the world. A few people would argue, but it would be a tough debate. There really is everything in there. We love it. I would suggest there's more photos being taken right here, right now, than, I don't know, anywhere else on earth. I'll just say that as a controversial statement. So we'll take a stroll along. Got the big heart here, people queuing up to have their photos taken. Lovely, lovely. They like light here in Dubai, don't they? There must be more light bulbs here than anywhere else. I think I'm upsetting some people walking in front. But I love Dubai. So I walk towards that so you can see it properly. Yeah. I love Dubai. It's true, I do love Dubai. Right, so behind that sign, we've got the souk over there. Souk al-Bahar. It's not really a souk, as in a souk is a market. And it's not really a souk, it's just a sort of shopping, an extension of the shopping centre. There are a few more smaller shops in there. There's plenty of restaurants. They've opened, I think they're opening a couple of bars if they haven't already. So you come out of Dubai Mall straight out, cross the bridge into Souk al-Bahar. This is Dubai Fountain on the left-hand side. And in the daytime, nothing happens. In the evening, it really does come to light. Yeah, man. So it is busy, isn't it? Very busy. People are getting ready to watch the fountain show. People taking their, look at this here. So if I go like that, look at that. 829 metres tall. There's something like 160 floors up there as well. It is very, very tall. And once you go up there, it's taller than you imagine. It really is. There's several view towers. You can sit in a restaurant on the top, have a coffee. People are definitely getting ready to watch the fountains. Maybe this was people lying down on the floor, bow down before me. Feel like I'm some sort of important person. So people getting ready to watch the fountains. What else can I see? Oh, everything. I can see over on this side over here, that's the Dubai Opera House. We'll walk around more or less to there. And the whole place is illuminated. There are thousands of people here now. I think I'm just going to have to ignore people's photos, otherwise I'll spend ages stopping all the time. Lots of restaurants. Social house. They do some fantastic food in there. I've eaten there. Nando's, if you're a British person. They've got everything. Carluccio's. I remember eating Carluccio's in Kingston upon Thames. So there's a bit of a gap here. Oh, it's a lovely cold breeze. Must be the air conditioning coming out of one of these shops. One of these there. Right, I said nothing happens on this lake in the morning time, in the daytime, but in the evening you can get these boat trips around there, and of course the fountains, which are going to start soon. If you want to get one of those boat trips there further round, we'll see the place where you board and embark and disembark. Listen to me talking as if I'm a sailor. Pizza Hut, Zuzu, Wafi Gourmet. I probably can't afford to eat there, it sounds very nice. KFC and Pizza Hut are more my style. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or as some people say in the UK, unlucky fried kitten. Right, let's have a look at this Burj Khalifa now, it's quieting down a bit. Let's have a look. Look at this bad boy. So, 829 metres up there. It's still the world's tallest tower. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. People think it was the tallest tower in 2010 when it was finished being built, but that's not true. I remember being told this. It actually became the tallest tower in 2009 when it overtook the existing tallest tower, which was Taipei 101. So it's actually been the tallest tower for longer than you imagine, a year longer more or less. Saudi Arabia has started to build a tower that's going to be taller, the Jeddah Tower. But I think it has faced a few technical issues, and I think construction might, currently in 2022, have been suspended. I can't say that for certain, but that's again something I remember hearing about. You know the UAE, they love a world record. There's probably more world records in the Burj Khalifa than there are. I bet the Burj Khalifa has got the world record for the number of world records. I don't know, it's the tallest and it's the most this and the most glass and the deepest foundations or whatever it is. There's lots of world records. Just rambling about that. So what the UAE, in anticipation of Saudi Arabia building the Jeddah Tower, which is going to be taller than that, the UAE have already got a site and the plans and the permissions all done to build one bigger than the Jeddah Tower, And that's going to be more than 1 kilometre tall. So I don't know when they're going to stop this race to being the tallest building in the world. What Saudi Arabia should do is exactly the same height as that, 829 metres, and let's call it an honourable draw. It's lovely here at night, so you can still see over on that side there, if I go out like this. I try not to knock people out. You can see the Souk Al Bahar, which I was mentioning there. You can see Dubai Mall directly behind me. There's a kind of an infinity pool here, which people walk past lots and lots of times. I would love to go swimming in it. I don't know how deep it is. I don't think very deep. But you often see little birds in here having a bit of a time out, having a refresh. But there's an infinity pool here, look. But I suppose everybody is looking over at the boats and the fountains. Right, here's your lake ride. Once again, as I said, in the daytime this is not open, but towards dusk, that's when it starts. No idea how much it cost. Now, when the fountains do start, look at this Burj Khalifa. Look at this. MashaAllah. I don't know how to... If you've never seen it before, the truth is, unless you've ever seen it, you won't believe how big it is. I don't know, I've seen it 100 times, and I am still in awe of it. That's the truth. And people have actually stood on top. There was a Emirates cabin crew. I think she was a stunt lady wearing Emirates cabin crew clothes. She stood on the top. I think Tom Cruise has been up there apparently. I'm not sure I'd want to. I've been on the viewing platform at the top, and it's quite high enough, to be honest. But it's difficult unless you've been there to understand just how tall it is. It's quite humid this evening here, still quite humid. Now, when it gets very busy here, when the fountains come on, it gets super busy. And what you can do for a small amount, I think 20 dirhams per person, you can pay extra to go and stand, what should we say, 10 metres? 10 metres further in, but you get an unobstructed view of the fountains. So 20 dirhams, if you're on a holiday and you want to guarantee your great shot, you can go and stand on that viewing platform. That kind of floating pontoon type. Do they call it a boardwalk? Under the boardwalk. All right, I'll put you back over my shoulder. What we'll do, we're just going to have a look, because I think there is some construction down here. Normally what I do when I go for a walk, I walk down round here. Once again, I keep the Burj Khalifa on my right-hand side. And there's some little tennis courts here underneath. The Burj Khalifa is opulence in its majesty. It really is. There are some very wealthy people from all over the world who've got apartments in there, and it's hundreds of millions of dollars per apartment. You know, there's Versace apartments in there. There's everything. It really is extraordinary. And there's tennis courts and there's gym facilities and everything. So we'll stop more or less here and we'll wander on back. There's the Dubai Opera House. We get plenty of big stars come and play there. Let's go and see if anyone's playing tennis before. Let's go and see if anyone's hitting. No. Nobody's playing. There's a shop on the top as well. There's a bookstore. Well, there's a tourist information sort of shop. And you can buy my colouring books up there as well. That was quite interesting. I went up there with my mother once. And then I was very pleased to say you could see my 2 colouring books. They're available on Ask Explorer. Colouring UAE, Dubai and the UAE. Colouring Abu Dhabi and the UAE. So it's just a lovely evening. If you're coming to Dubai, you're going to do this once in the daytime and you'll think, wow, I don't believe it's so hot. And you're going to do it once in the evening and then you'll be thinking, why on earth did I bother doing it in the daytime? It's much nicer in the evening. I mean, I'm still sweating, but that's because I sweat all the time, as you know. But it's just more pleasant. There's more people out for an evening stroll. People are looking at me strange, but that's because I've got a camera over my shoulder. It's absolutely spectacular. I remember recently reading about Fujairah, which is one of the emirates on the other side of the country. We're on the west of the country, bordering the Arabian Sea. On the right hand, on the other side, on the eastern side, you got Fujairah and other parts of other emirates, and they're neighbouring, they border the Oman Sea. And Fujairah just recently was voted the safest city in the world, and there was an index of about 400 or 500 of the biggest cities in the world, and Fujairah was rated the #1 safest. I'm just looking at all these shops and all these restaurants and all these, and I think Dubai is a very dangerous place. And I know you might be saying, wow, hang on a sec, we didn't know that. This is the Middle East. How could you be saying it's very dangerous? What's dangerous about Dubai Mall is just how much money you could spend. I'm looking at some of these shops. Yeah, I'm looking at these shops and I think I could probably spend what little there is in my bank account in one evening. I think, oh, get ready, fountains are about to go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Look, the lights are on. What's going to happen? It's not very deep in there, by the way. You could have a little walk. It'd be quite nice. I've never ever seen anyone in there. If this was London, people would be jumping in and being naughty, wouldn't they? But people are not naughty like that here. Come on. I don't know what time it is. $16:56. Do they come on at 7 o'clock maybe? I wonder if we cheered or started clapping, they'd start them early. That would be nice. That's another thing that you see here, or you hear here. You see so many, or hear so many different languages, so many different nationalities. Just heard some Spanish, I've heard plenty of Ukrainian, I'd like to say, rather than Russian. Plenty of English, plenty of South Africans, everybody. Chinese, Filipinos, big community here. And you hear everybody here when you go around. Indians, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. It's very cosmopolitan. Come on, fountains, let's get going. And they're worth waiting for, by the way. So it's not as if I'm waiting here for no reason. Oh, lights around. Just a little final tip. If you look, I did say it gets very busy by Five Guys, the burger restaurant. Look how busy it is here, and there's hundreds, thousands of people all having watched the fountains, So don't be afraid when the fountains start at 7 o'clock. Don't be afraid to walk around the lake a little bit more to where I was, and then you have your own front row seat, or front row standing as it were. So go on a bit of an explore and you'll find somewhere better to go. Here's that big revolving door I was on about, and as predicted it is permanently open. The only problem is I have to be careful of cameras. Oh yes. I have no idea how many people are in Dubai Mall right now, but one thing's for sure, there is a lot. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up here to the Apple store, because that escalator up there is always very busy. So if we go up to the Apple store here, it's a lot quieter. It's a shame Apple, up until COVID, the best view of the lake was from the Apple store. They got a lovely big terrace, and because of COVID, I think they found the excuse to close it down. Because what a lot of tourists were doing were going onto the terrace and spending a significant amount of time with absolutely no intention of buying any products. So right through the Apple store was an amazing view, has an amazing view across Dubai Lake. Yeah, it's still shut, still shut. He could be the biggest security man I've ever seen. I'm not going to argue with him. If he says the terrace is shut, it's shut. Sorry, sir. Absolutely. Right, you get out to the fountains as well by going to the lower ground. It doesn't sound logical, does it, to go out to the fountains on ground level outside. You've got to go to the lower ground in Dubai Mall. So I'm now, because I've been at one escalator, I'm now on the ground floor. You'll get it. You'll get the hang of it. You'll get the hang of it. All right, so I'm going to go and get my dinner. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye now.